Welcome to another episode of Everything Mental. We are discussing love at a workplace. We know that this is a very beautiful topic to talk about in the month of love. And we are talking about different things that how do you maneuver love as someone working in both an informal and formal sector. How are you maneuvering that big feeling of love? We are not here to judge people. We are not here to discuss policies because we believe that different workspaces have different HR manuals. So we are here to just discuss as human beings, how are you maneuvering? How are you going through this? I'm Doreen. With me is my co-host,
Alan Sanyu, and like she already mentioned, today's topic is love at the workplace. When I talk about love at the workplace, so many things come into my head. There's power play, there's people's reaction, how it takes a mental toll on one's brain and their environment. Yes, so when we talk about the power dynamics while in love at the workplace, how do people safeguard the dynamics at the workplace? Yes, this lady is say in love with a subordinate, and yes, there's a boss, there's a subordinate. Now this boss is been very professional, he's been giving orders, things are done on time, and then the heart wants what it wants and is falling for this subordinate. Then Doreen, what do you think happens thereafter?
I believe that love at a workplace, like I earlier mentioned, is both in the informal and the formal sector. And usually in the formal sector, it plays better for the people in positions of power. Even in the informal sector, it plays better for the people in positions of power. Usually you find that because you're in a certain position as a supervisor, as a manager, as whichever, and it doesn't matter which sex you belong to or you subscribe to, it means that as long as you have a position of power, most likely you're going to be in a situation where you easily flirt, you easily go up to the subordinate, and it can also be the other way around. But in most cases in our society, we've found that it plays better for the people, for the superiors. I have a case in point where it goes the other way around. I mean, we've had those scenarios where it's the subordinate who is reaching out for purposes. I mean, in every situation, there are always pros and cons. And as we discuss this, I would want us to point out what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages, especially in spaces where the policies allow people to fall in love. What are the pros, Alan?
The pros, of course, proximity, because we spend more or less 80% of the time at the work. So at the workplace, these are people, many a times it becomes more like a family. So you spend so much time with them, you share the stress, you share the celebrations, you collaborate in so many things. So when there's a win, you're celebrating together. When there is a stress and someone is talking about the stress, the other person can easily relate. But if say if I came from a different field, I'll talk to my partner and they don't understand what I'm talking about. But in this case, they understand one another and they can easily collaborate and help and support each other.
Yeah, I also think that in a way it increases productivity. And again, we are not here to encourage people to break company policies, that we are not sending you out there to fall in love.
Date.
We are not sending you out there to fall in love because you think it will increase productivity. But what we are saying, in spaces where
It's unavoidable.
Yeah, it's unavoidable, it's allowed, you find that someone still has a point to prove. They're still going an extra mile to do better, to learn different courses, short courses, so that they can perform well. I mean, this will definitely benefit the company, but can also lead to cases like promotion, better quality work, and better appraisals, better pay. So definitely love is not all bad. What else do you think is an advantage, Alan?
Yeah, another advantage I can think of is when when there's something to do with the family, for example, it has graduated to say a marriage.
Yeah.
So when there's something to support as a family, it's collaborative. So the workplace comes together and they support as one family, as opposed to there's another workplace supporting A, and then there's another workplace supporting B. And then when you talk about growth, for example, it's beginning of year, you will easily relate. You say, you know what, you see they put, for example, new rules for promotion. If I must get promoted, I need to have completed this course. So this person will easily relate because they already know about the work policies
Yeah.
for the promotion. Yes, so then your partner can easily support you if it's to do with, say, nursing the children or picking the children in time. They'll be able to pick them. They'll be able to step in wherever need be because they know the gravity it brings, the the advantage it comes with.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you speak about that, it reminds me of in one of the workspaces. Of course, not here because the paternal and maternal leave is different here. But in a space where you're both working together, in countries where you can either take either the partners can
Paternal,
take
yes,
paternal
and
maternal leave,
maternal.
and most cases, and I had a scenario where it's the father that took the 1 year leave to take care of the child, and then the mother, because the mother was in a better position and was earning better, so they made a decision. So I also feel like it becomes much easier for people who are making decisions when it comes to at family level. It's much easier for them to make a decision that is better for the family. But
True.
also what I think of, and I'm not there telling HR people to change policies based because people are in love, but what I think of is because some places allow people to fall in love, then you're able to come up with policies that actually fit for the
For
couples.
them, yeah.
So as we speak this for everyone, I mean, love is good. Love is a beautiful thing, and
Yes, it
it's
is.
not all
Yes, it
bad.
is.
But we also know that it can be toxic. It
Oh,
can have
yes.
disadvantages,
Yes.
especially in the informal sector where there's a power struggle, like there's power imbalance. A boss, for example, loving someone that works for them, or a nanny, or a maid, or someone that works at the farm. What are the dynamics that come out of this love? And as human beings out there, how can we deal with this, Alan?
Okay. Where there is power struggle, of course, there are already laid structures of when I say you must do this. These are your KPIs. You must do A, B, C, D. You should do it.
When you say
And
KPI, what do you mean for
oh,
a one nanny out there?
I want nanny out there. KPIs are key performance indicators. So this is how one's performance is measured or determined. Yes. So now the boss has already set KPIs, for example, or it's a restaurant or it's whichever.
It's a
I don't,
shop.
it's a shop.
Yeah.
You must report, say, by 8 a.m. You must have cleaned the space, your workspace, by 8:30. You must, so all those structures, they're already there. So they already laid before the subordinate. The boss has laid these structures, and the subordinate is expected to follow or comply with this
And still fall in love.
and still fall in love and act like, yes, our love has stopped at the doorway of the workspace. Now we are colleagues.
So
So differentiation of colleague and now
love.
and love is where the catch is. So now, yes, I have come at the workplace, and yes, we were we were at dinner last evening, saying all the lovey-dovey words.
Yeah,
Now
and
here you are, you're ordering me, do this.
yes, I totally agree with you, and I feel like in that scenario, it's hard to set boundaries between whether you're a lover or a worker, especially if there's a lot of familiarity, if there's you know, there's
No
always like a
structure.
gap in the levels of education, in levels of command. You don't know when to differentiate your love from work. And that may end up affecting the key performance indicators, or even just affecting your work relationship with even the other people within the environment. It may start coming off as favoritism. Maybe sometimes you're not reprimanded for the work that you haven't done well, just because you're in love with the boss, and the boss is also held back from telling you that you haven't done this, and which might affect a family structure or a business or a company. Yeah. So, what else do you think is a disadvantage to falling in love at a workplace?
Yes, so the other disadvantage I can think of is loss of professionalism. Yes, there's this boss who's been used to reprimanding staff, for example, for subordinates in case any of them does anything wrong. And then all of a sudden, now they can no longer reprimand a certain someone because they now hold them dear to their heart. So in the eyes of the rest of the workers, you're seen to be very unprofessional because now what used to be the boss that used to be very professional, for example, for a boss of say 10, 15 people, there's this one person who is untouchable, I should say, untouchable, and then the rest, they lose morale. Like, after all, even if we do our best, there's this
There's this
favorite.
favorite
Yeah.
person in the
Yes.
workplace.
Yeah.
What comes to mind for me is also the legal and ethical risks that are involved, especially in cases where it's between a subordinate and a superior. You find that when things don't go right, and most times they don't, especially in spaces where they don't allow people to be in love affairs,
At the same workspace.
usually the subordinate may end up going to court, may end up suing the company. It can lead the company to financial losses. It can also affect the reputation of both the people that are in love, but also the company itself.
The reputation.
And then I also think about the respect, the loss of respect as a person, especially if you're a manager, if you're a superior in that space, and you know you're going for an intern. Definitely, as human beings, we thrive off respect. We thrive off, you know, not really command, for lack of a better word, like you
Reputation
command,
that
respect.
you
Yes.
put out there.
So when you lose that, it comes at a cost. They say a name is easier lost than made. So once you have lost your name, it's gone. Once you have lost your goodwill, your reputation, it just because of a love affair between you and a subordinate.
Love can start good and end sour. How it ends, when it ends, is very important. I think people have got to be very mature enough at the workplace and understand, yes, we fell in love, but is it against HR policy or not? If it's not, let us respectfully do it with respect for others and the environment that we thrive in every day, so that we do not make it a very toxic workplace for the rest. We should bear in mind that we have other people we deal with, we have others that are looking up to us. So, all that said and done, yes, it can have the good, it can have the bad.
Yeah.
So now, how does someone move on from there?
I think for me, it's the realization that you're working as a team. You're working as a team beyond your lover, beyond that person that you love so much, that you have, you know, feelings for, or even your partner, for spaces where they allow coming to a workspace as a husband and wife. Can you put into consideration the
That
rest
there
of
are
the
other
team
people,
members?
yes.
That you're working in an environment that has different people from different backgrounds, from different with different characters rather, with different everything from you. So can you put that into consideration? Can you work towards not making the space toxic for the rest? Because we are not islands. You cannot operate as an island. You thrive on another person's energy. You thrive on another person's mental well-being. So every time there's a collision of as a result of love, you might find that it has affected other colleagues. So for me, putting into consideration other people and creating a very, very favorable environment is one key factor. What else do you think, Ali?
So failure to do so will cost your repute, will cost your income, will cost your job in the long run. Yes, so
I mean, what started as I love you can result into loss of, for example, an organization's reputation or even finances. So as adults, as human beings who are out there in both informal and formal workspaces, we also look at the informal workspaces. Before you fall in love, before you allow yourself to be in love with that man of the home or woman of the home, have you put into consideration the risks that come with that, and who is going to be affected in that scenario, especially if it's between like a subordinate and a superior? So for me, again, I would point out the respect yourself enough to know that this, I should do this or I should not do this. I can be in love outside my workspace, or if I fall in love within my workspace, can I be respectful of myself and others? Can I pull off the moves that, that respect others, that respect the workspace, and really
and yeah,
don't
set
sabotage
boundaries.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
set boundaries between the work and the love itself.
Yeah.
Yes, there's only one person that you're in love with at the workplace, but it doesn't mean that the day they have annoyed you, you should not talk to your co-workers nicely. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't be kind to one another. It doesn't mean that or you should slam doors. That is already creating a very unhealthy workspace for the rest. Yet it started just between the two of you, but you're exploding to the environment that you're living in or working in. Global data from HR surveys indicate that at least 1 in 5 employees is involved or has been involved before in a workplace love affair. So, Doreen, based on this, what do you think policymakers should do about this? Because it's really serious.
I'm just here thinking, I'm like, okay, if there are 10 employees, that means 2 are in love.
Of course.
And the policies that human resource sets, for example, the HR manual, the sexual harassment policies, I feel like every workspace, every company, every setup, as long as there are external people that are coming to work, there should be policies and guidelines that protect people from love relationships, but also encouraging the employees themselves to read those manuals, to refer to them and see whether are they allowed to have workplace relationships. Are they not allowed to have workplace relationships? So if they allow you, what are the pros and cons? What are the do's and don'ts? And if they don't allow you, what are the implications that come with being in love? I feel like policies guide us, they protect us, but also they protect the reputation and the work of a company.
Yes, they do. And how these policies are communicated at times also is very important, because yes, you will have a policy that is so wordy, like a 6-10 pager, and love at the workplace is like 8, close 8. So, and at the end of the day, someone is already excited about getting the job, they'll just sign and consent.
Yes.
But in actual sense, they don't really understand what they are consenting to. Not everything they are really consenting to. So I think as the policymakers put out all these policies, are they really communicated well enough? Have they been understood well enough? As tomorrow, for example, in an environment where maybe love at the workplace is prohibited, should it happen in this case, people should be aware that yes, these are the repercussions already you've mentioned.
Yeah.
Yes, but there are repercussions. I think they should have other days where they just discuss
Yes,
this.
that brings it to the thing of reviewing policies, reviewing and revising policies so that they fit within the context. In this day and era, we are looking at cyber harassment. We are looking at when, like, a superior or a subordinate is not going to come and talk to you physically, but they are going to use their phone, they are going to use their laptop, they are going to use digital tools to harass you or to force you into a love relationship. So are we revising those policies to see that they fit within the context of what is affecting employees? And if we are not, can we please do that so that we protect, we don't turn love into toxicity, into dismissal at workspaces, into making the work environment toxic for others, and maybe sometimes into collapse of companies and big institutions. Yeah.
Yes, so when there are very clear expectations are met, the employee knows what they expected of themselves, and also the employer knows that this is what we expect of the employee. So when there are clear expectations, then everything is very, very clear.
We hope that out of this discussion, if ever you find yourself in a desirable or undesirable workspace relationship, you know what to do, you know the pros and cons, you know the potential risks, but also you know the policies at your company that can protect you or that you can refer to in case you have to get out of that situation.
In whatever situation this finds you in, your mental well-being is paramount. Your mental health should come first. I have been Allen Sanyu, and with me,
Doreen Chasimire.
And together we are
Everything Mental. Happy Valentine's Day.